Hello and welcome back to my strictly unprofessional perfume channel that is called Sniffing Around. Here the dogs bark, my cat meows, whatever else happens, so bear with me. I'm not a professional perfume reviewer, I just love some discovery sets, sniffing various scents and so on and so on. And as the last video was dedicated to fruits, this time I'm really inspired to do something about my favorite ever fruit and berry note, raspberry. So how is the raspberry note recreated in perfumery? First of all, before reading all the reviews and talking to you about the raspberry scents, I must say that raspberry note is completely synthetic. It cannot be extracted from the berry because it's so easily destructed. And I'm gonna open my ChatGPT and say, what are the molecules that are often used to represent raspberry and other berries? So first is franol, which is the key molecule to represent such berries as strawberry, raspberry. It's a bit caramel, sweetie, stuff like that. And also they use raspberry ketone, aldehydes combined with other molecules. Sometimes to represent the berry notes, they use rose and peony to sweeten the perfume, or even the green notes, because raspberry can sometimes be very sharp. And we not always can exactly define raspberry. In my memories, it's very fresh, sweet, a little bit probably. Also smells of the raspberry leaves, but most of the raspberry scents that I find on the scene are either similar to lipstick or a bit too sweet for me. I would want something more fresh. So in this review, I'm gonna be moving from my least favorite to my all-time favorite. And I don't have the first raspberry perfume that I'm gonna talk about because it's quite expensive, but especially for this video, I sprayed it on my hand in a perfume shop and I was explicitly permitted to do so. Cheers, Aromatech, if you're watching this. It's our perfect perfume shop in Tbilisi here. So this is Oriana by Perfumes to Mali. I think I sprayed it around 6 hours ago and it still smells strongly of the base notes, but it's still here. And so to me, Oriana really smells of raspberry, tart, cake, whatever. It's super sweet. I wouldn't name it as my favorite raspberry scent, but it's one of the top 4 I'm going to be talking about. And in the notes, in the middle, it has the whipped cream and ice cream, which makes it so sweet. And the first notes, like the top notes, are intoxicatingly sweet. And it evaporates quite quickly and dries down into this really basic raspberry-like synthetic scent. And it's not a bad thing because, as I mentioned, raspberry notes are always synthetic. And if you read the reviews for each and every of the fragrances I'm going to be talking about, the reviewers on Fragrantica or wherever else will mention that raspberry is super synthetic, blah, 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 but it has to be like this. And even in chewing gum and the yogurt, it's also super synthetic. You can't represent real raspberry. Same as lilac. And speaking more of Parfums de Marly and Oriana, I absolutely hate their bottles. I know they were inspired by French Baroque. I know they're named after the very famous chateau, but I can't stand this ugly pink. Not in Delina, not in Oriana, and I'm very unlikely to have Oriana from Perfumes to Marly in my collection just because of the ugliness of the bottle. Although I like the scent, and it's not very raspberry in a way that I would want it to be, but on the other hand, it's very sweet, and I think that could be good for the winter time. So if you don't mind the packaging of Perfumes to Marly or the price, you can have a look. The second one, Goldfield and Banks Sunset Hour, was widely discussed in my previous video about the peach scents. And I really think that this is something in between, not really peachy, not really raspberry, because it's made from quandong, which is a national fruit in Australia, the so-called desert peach. And this is a very beautiful scent. I have it here. I have it in a tester bottle because I'm still thinking of my perfect raspberry scent and I don't know what bottle I should buy. But this reminds me of pastry cakes. It goes well in the evenings. I've been wearing it in the hot weather. It's not nauseating, no nothing. It has a little bit of raspberry, a little bit of peach, a little bit of sweetness in the base. Let me quickly look at the notes. And I think it even, it has ginger and cashmere wood and pink pepper and jasmine, which makes it a little bit sweet, but not as sweet as Oriana by Perfumes de Marly. In general, I would say this is not a realistic raspberry, even being a little bit chemical. This is more of a nice blend. And I generally love Goldfield Banks. I think it's a masterpiece fragrance, and they have a lot of good perfumes. So this one is one of my favorites, definitely. Top 3, I would say. The third one is the most affordable by price. It's Angel Nova from Mugler. Again, the bottle is insanely ugly for me. I adore, absolutely adore, almost all of the Mugler scents, but the bottles to me are excessive and unbearable. I will put the photo of the bottle here. It's super bright pink and ugly. It exists in 2 versions, Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum, and both of them have very long projection and stay really long on your skin. I really love Angel Nova for being a photorealistic raspberry scent in the way I perceive it. To me, it's super fresh, and I think that's thanks to lychee in the top notes, so it's super bright and berryish, if you understand what I mean. So, as I was talking in the beginning of the video, normally the raspberry is like a neighbor with some other scent, like in Miami Shake by Juliet Has a Gun, but I only feel strawberry there. So, in this case with Angel Nova, there is raspberry, lychee, and rose. I absolutely can't stand when people put suede or greens, like heavy greens, in the raspberry scents, but rose and lychee feel quite good. If not the bottle, I would definitely end up with Angel Nova, but I like pretty bottles in my collection, except for the Barbary Her, because it's my all-time favorite strawberry scent, and I will always make the exception for the ugliest bottle alive of Barbary Her. But anyway, I think if I find once more, I once saw it and never saw it again. If I find once more the 30 milliliters of Angel Nova, I will probably want to have it. And the last but not least is the Angel's Powder perfume by my favorite Korean brand BTSO. Born to Stand Out is not everybody's darling. Everybody blames them on being synthetic, some love them, some hate them. Me, after visiting their headquarters in Seoul, I'm super in love with the brand. I really adore everything that they do, their creative concept, everything. But the thing is that their perfumes are normally either super Korean in sense of like skin scent, clean body scent, or super sugary sweet. Natotopia, Sugar Addict, something about the nuts, I don't remember, dirty nuts, don't remember really. Dirty Rice, intoxicatingly sweet scents. And there is a raspberry scent that's called Angel's Powder, as I said before, and it's my all-time favorite, and I kind of think I will end up with this one and maybe 30 milliliters of Angel Nova by Mugler, because I only have the small tester because I didn't want to buy it in Seoul. I really wanted to look around. You can watch my video, I will put it in the end of this video, about the BTSO headquarters in Seoul. But I have Angel's Powder on my hand, and I also can smell it really strong from the sprayer, and it has the weirdest note. Like Born to Stand Out are really counterculture. They love provocations and they love, you know, inspiring people and provoking discussions and stuff like that. So the notes have, bear with me, nail polish, sugar, pink pepper on the top, cotton candy, raspberry vanilla sugar, middle notes, base notes, white musk, heliotrope, gaiac wood. I would say you can definitely get the nail polish in the beginning. It's just a very strong chemical scent that hits into your nose, but it's super sweet because of the sugar and pink pepper in it. And then the cotton candy and raspberry really strike. Is it chemical? Yes, it's super chemical. Is it intoxicatingly pretty? Yes, it is. To me, it's like a baby powder with the smell of raspberry. It's super musky in some kind of sense. It's close to skin. It doesn't project insanely. But whenever I have it on me, I like sniff myself all the time. And I think I'm gonna end up with the bottle. If you watch the video about the BTSO headquarters in Seoul, you will understand what I'm talking about. They have bottles inspired by old Korean ceramics, and they're like minimalist and super beautiful. And for the end of this video, I want to make some honorable mentions that didn't make it to this video, but will probably end up somewhere in your collection if you like raspberry. So first of all, Nina Ricci has Nina Extra Rouge, this like little apple with the red top. And like I would say that this one is even of border color. And it's also a good raspberry scent. It's very like Angel Nova. I think it has the same molecule in it. Just on my skin, it doesn't work correctly. It evaporates too quickly. Maybe it's weak because the extract, the perfume, couldn't be that weak. Possibly, maybe it was just me washing my hands. I don't really remember. The second one is Carolina Herrera, the one with the skateboard. I will put the image here and the name in the description. I think it's called Forever Young or something like this. It also has a very youthful, pretty, like look-alike raspberry. I just absolutely hate the package. I don't know why, like it always happens with luxury fragrances for me. I just don't like it. And Carolina Herrera, especially with all the stiletto heels. No, please no. And the last one, I didn't yet have the chance to sniff it, but based on the description, I am so gonna like it. It's Acro Smile by Olivier Cresp, and unfortunately, in all the countries that I've been to in the recent 6 months, it's very hard to find it. So, if you ever sniffed Acro Smile or any of the mentioned, or you have a perfect raspberry scent without sweater or leather in the foundation, because I absolutely hate it, let me know in the comments down below, and also tell me which video should I film next, but I kind of think this will be Blackcurrant.